hydraulic tensioner cylinder. It needs to be replaced because it leaks right out of the bottom here. And I've also put some blocks under there, if you can see. It goes right underneath the top of the bar where the chute is. And then the cylinder shaft bolts to it. But I put them blocks in there so it can't go too far, so I can test it when it's running. And got to make sure there's oil in the reservoir and your gauge is a good gauge so you can read the pressure. It'll be a knob right there, you see. You'll turn that knob and this gauge right here, you can see it lighting, will increase or decrease as you turn it left or right, the knob. So when I turn it so it increases the pressure, it leaks out of the bottom of that can, which it is a cylinder. Underneath it, we get into the video, it'll show the cap. There's an end cap that has a snap ring that goes in place, and then there's some rubbers that are going to be put in place, O-rings. And the first thing you want to do though when you take this apart is label these lines, both of them. Like, I don't know, you can use duct tape, put duct tape on one of them here and then put duct tape on the other one over here so you don't forget what goes where. Or you can take them apart up here, but just do the same thing, like mark it with a paint marker or duct tape or something so you know what hose goes where when you put it back together. I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but that's what I did. And then take the rest of it apart. Take this apart over here, take this apart right here, and then you can get this off so that you can lay it down and use C-clamps or a vise. Okay, what we've done, taken a C-clamp, an adjustable one, put pressure on this cylinder back here, and then we get that tightened up a little bit more, and then I just tapped it. Now it's out of the way, and there is a snap ring right there. This is the end cap of this cylinder. It's not the piston, it's just the bottom of the cylinder. It's an end cap. There it went, it's out. Alright, take everything off. Okay. I put it in a vise. And I'm pulling backwards on it now. And there's oil on the floor. And there's a piston. Okay, we're going to replace these O-rings. Okay, at this point, I've put the O-rings on and lubricated them with hydraulic fluid and slid it up into place. It does come apart at the top so that the piston comes off that shaft. There is no O-ring on the inside of that piston where it would slide up against that shaft. Now the O-ring I'm pushing down on right there, I'm not sure where that goes. I think it goes on the bottom of the cap, which would be on the opposite side of what you see right now. That way it keeps the dirt out and keeps the other elements away. These are the rings. There is a square ring. There's two of them. And then there's one round ring. And you want the square rings on the outside of it. I call them wear rings. And they'll fit right down into that piston. And lubricate them up real good and put them in the can. And tighten up if you've investigated anything else, making sure that the nuts are tight on the top of the shaft where the piston anchors to that shaft. Like I said, I did put that O-ring in there. It works, but I had no issues on the back side. I think I did put, the kit came with two rings. I did put a ring on the back side of that cap that bolts to the bracket. That way when it bolts it down, it will seal it. I think it's too long. This kit came with several parts that fit multiple balers that New Holland makes, either a 570 or a 575. My baler is a 565, and the snap ring was just longer than the original. I'm trying to make these bolt holes for the bottom of the can to line up with this bar. And I'm trying to make this snap ring in the side like it was when I took it apart. Whoa. There we go. Alright. That's still straight up and down. Get it in there like that. It's in. And it's perfect. Got about a half of an inch of clearance, enough for me to get in there if I ever have to change it again. Now, make your seats real good. There, it bottomed out. Back side of the can, the cap, against the O-ring. We're good to install it back on the baler.